Yeah, I did the whole shit without recording. Anyways, real quick, not really. So I'm over here on Yanni's page, or Yanni. Her stuff came up on my feed. Something that you would think on the surface it's not that deep, not that bad, not an issue, but she's complaining about to Vogue, right? Because they want global validation. They want people to witness me, right? Like they're like the people from that movie. They want to be seen, and so they're telling, because this, internet got broke. No, not really, but it got like a chink in it, because this black photographer pictured Viola Davis, and all this is happy, dark skinned girl magic, whatever. And you would think that's nothing like that can be crazy about this, but then like a lot of these fake hypergamy chicks and whatnot, and these comment sections with Paris's comment sections, the colorist chick, Yanni's, and so forth, so others, the black stands, the diabetic chick, they all saying the same shit. Black men are the devil, and everything's a black man's fault, right? In the comment section. So it's mind-boggling though how this situation turned into, first comment, we need to hire black women because black men are making black women look like what kind of warriors. Are we? What type of black men are subscribed to that worldview? That's the thing, like, they keep acting like these things are happening in a vacuum, but there's a space, right? There's a lane. Again, I said before in my other video that at least the black men, we can say there's different camps. Like right now, there's a beef between, because Sarge brought it to her attention with the video he did about For Harriet, not a femininity chicks, and the black radical feminists online they're clashing right now. So the black feminists, along with the LGBT trans dudes pretending to be women, they're going to come at the femininity camp. So that's probably going to blow up and be a thing, because For Harriet is a writer and she's got connections and stuff like that as far as so-called black targeted media. So this might be a big thing in the near future. But those are camps. We can acknowledge that they're saying different things. The femininity chicks saying one thing if they want. The For Harriet, the Bell Hooks, the Alice Walker subscribers, they saying something totally different. Then you got like space like the Grapevine, where it's all confusion and all screwed up, where you got women who want this and that, but they don't know how to say that, or this, like, it's confusing. Like Sarge pointed out with Aisha. But to make this long video that could be shorter, why don't we acknowledge that, or why can't women acknowledge that there are different camps and that certain spaces produce certain ideas and worldviews, right? Like Sarge talked about in his last video with Aisha, how she went to Yale, and then how oh my God, go back. How For Harriet went to Harvard, and they got BS degrees in these schools. Ironically, that is part of a patriarchal situation where a woman can go to school for something stupid and still get married and have a dude take care of her. And I'm positive that unless Aisha's family comes from money, they both got some type of scholarship or whatever to go to that school where they ain't go broke doing it. But I know a girl who went to Harvard, talked to her a couple years ago, and after her first semester coming back, after her first year rather, she took off a year because she felt like it's changing her, like the indoctrination process was happening. And we know that in the 60s and 70s, feminists, white feminists, they took over academia. They, embedded themselves in Hollywood and content. So they're in all these spaces. So the comment from the sisters, like, oh, I'm going to get back to it, is, well, we need to hire black women because black men keep facing us as these female warriors. I'm like, is this dude even straight? Is this dude, like, put it in context. What type of black man is doing this? The liberal, progressive, feminist, matriarchal black men. Yes, they are going to make you a female warriors, because that's the space and the lane that they come from. That's where they, are a part of. Like, again, Mark Lamont Hill went on Kenneth's own show and said that men can have babies. You're not getting no traditional family structure, non-liberal black man. This ain't no bullshit like that. Keep that shit in context, right? You'll get a Michael Eric Dyson voice that has to say the same thing. Michael Eric Dyson, Mark Lamont Hill, ivory tower educated Negroes, and that's what even Lamont Hill said. If you watch the one interview, I think it was the Breakfast Club, where he breaks down his story, is like he was almost done with his degree and he's about to get out of college and be done, but he took a feminist course, and that sparked him to be in this women libs theory and all this other bullshit and LGBT nonsense. But I'm saying that's what's being produced in academia today. those type of black men are being produced. Like even Umar Johnson said, someone asked him, "How did you get out of college and get in certain programs, having the views that you have on family structure and this and that, because you would have never made it?" And he said he had to lie, he had to hide. You even hear white dudes saying that they just got to put their head down and suck it up to get out of some of these universities, because if they really review their Republican or conservative or traditional value views too loud, it's going to affect their grades. It's going to affect, getting into certain programs. But I'm saying, like, yes, like I remember distinctly that, and I'm jumping all over the place. The colorist chick was arguing against her own followers because of the female warrior stuff that was going on in Black Panther. All them female nigger nerds wanted that. Like, there's a lane for that. There's a space for that. So how do you blame, like, okay, a black man did it, but in what space? Y'all vote 90-something% Democrat across the board. This is a part of y'all team. Matriarchy, role reversal, female warrior, dudes who pretend to be women being identified as women. That's all in y'all lane. Like, that's, y'all produce that. That's not the black man's fault. Y'all subscribe to that shit. All of your content, Ebony, Essence, Root, The Grill, Black Voices, for Harriet, you name it, they all come from the same line of worldview. Anti-traditional structures, don't want to conserve anything, do whatever the hell you want to do with family structures, black women being in the leadership positions. All that stuff comes from y'all lane, and yet you still point to black men and say it's y'all. Okay, it's what type of black men? And the point I wanted to make, because the chick said that we need to hire black women because it's the black men making us look like these female warriors. Like, maybe the gay black men are. Of course, the liberal feminist black men are. But the traditional structured black men aren't like that. Now, is there enough of us in Hollywood? Absolutely not. Or in the media? I'll be honest, like, the only real dude I see that's, on that to me is Marcellus Wiley. That's on mainstream media and TV. Because he was one of the brothers who'll say Kaepernick is corny. He don't want to play football. He's fake. He wasn't doing all this protesting when he was winning and doing his thing. I don't trust him. Why is his little Egyptian girlfriend up here in his ear and black causes of black issues? Ain't too many people can say that. Or people will give Shannon Sharp credit or whatever for being unapologetic in his mouth, but he can't really articulate well and his tongue is always in his throat. Pause. But to me, everything he makes an argument, although he stands fast in his opinion, he says all the safe stuff, that social justice warrior shit that's suitable for coming out of a black man's mouth. Hence why him dating Becky's has never come up or against him when he's speaking, because he's saying what they want to hear. But Marcellus Wiley is one of the only, Marcellus Wiley came on TV and said, "Yo, Black Lives Matter." I don't know about all that. I don't rock with that. How many black men can do that in a prime time mainstream media without getting hit? Like, I got another video I'm gonna do because there was a dialogue between Ma from the Joe Budden podcast and Joe, and Joe was doing his little fake ass soapbox righteous bullshit that he was doing, talking about no getting loud for no fucking reason. I hate that motherfucker. I like his music, but I hate that motherfucker. The more I hear him in the podcast game, but liked his music. He's not a rapper anymore. But it's like, I don't understand why women can't acknowledge boxes. I'm acknowledging that there's a difference of opinion, a different worldview between the fake hypergamous chicks and fake femininity chicks online. And I keep saying fake because you can't be 35 learning how to be feminine for the first time in your life. You failed this city. But I get that y'all don't necessarily want, and again, some of y'all be confused and don't know what y'all want. But for the most part, I know there's different camps. I know what For Harriet is talking about is different than what these femininity channels are talking about. I know she's completely against what y'all talking about. She lets y'all stay in y'all lane, but whatever happened and people misconstrued, she claims that she got her words misconstrued or whatever and whatnot, but she's letting y'all be in y'all lane and she's in her lane. But y'all gotta be honest, her voice is way louder. Her voice is more mainstream than yours. Like, you don't even really see any, like, that's why I used to say, like, where, like, you got Susan Vanker, the flip side of feminism, you got Anne-Marie Slaughter, you got the one chick, Men on Strike, you got all these white women, former white feminists and whatnot, who've like, yo, we went too far with this feminist shit, we got to bring it back. And guess what? They're not blaming men for shit. They're acknowledging that they fucked up and went too far. I guess that's the difference between the black women and they're in the fourth quarter on a 1 yard line rejecting all their matriarchal shit that they contribute, and they're gonna walk away like it's just the black man's fault, like they ain't participating in shit, which is kind of the point of this video. But you got all these white women who admit that we messed up, we went too far. These are the trade-offs that happens. You know, we live both lives. We see, you know, the issues with that. Y'all don't really even got that. At least they're vocal and public about it. Y'all just go to the extreme. It's like, we want this now because, and don't do any of the addressing of what happened, pointing out any of the elephants in the room. You said, she I'm trying to get back to it, but she's saying that as the black men are using their platform or their position, painting you in this way. But if a black man takes a picture of a woman who's already looking that way, how is that his fault if that's the way she looks? If the black man, his art is imitating life, how is that his fault when that's what y'all really be doing? Y'all really want credit and be out there. It's, on one hand, black women need to stop being used, blah, 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 for this and that. On the other hand, when black men, I guess, pay you homage, give you respect or credit by painting you in the light that you are already in real life, it's a problem. Wouldn't it make sense for you to address the women to not put themselves in that space, even though they don't care? Because there is an IOU, because even in her commentary is an IOU that Sarge always talks about, because she's saying these men put you on the front line and fight for equality, but don't have black women as their preference. So she feels that that's her little, we're doing this because we want to be your preference. Like, this is the reason why we did that, XYZ. I just don't understand how women can't not look at this thing in the vacuum. And Sarge said in another video about the problem when you have a platform and the money's involved and you get paid to have that opinion. Yes, it's convenient for the Breakfast Club to have their LBGT weirdo opinions that don't even make any goddamn sense. He can't not have that opinion. They cannot be in that space, in that market, in that lane, and not produce that type of a content. Likewise, most black people are going to do this weirdo liberal bullshit. Most of black content, all y'all motherfuckers sound the same. It's all the same shit. Breakfast Club, Hot 97. There's no real diversity of opinion when it comes to certain things. The traditional patriarchal black stuff, none of black media or black content is promoting that. And nor do y'all defend these fake hypergamous chicks, the black men who do in the mainstream media position themselves to be of that opinion. I saw women use the video of Judge Joe Brown telling women not to date down, and they did videos and commentaries about it. But when he said a black woman shouldn't be on the $20 bill before a black man, and what that implies, I didn't defend him or discuss that or agree with him. I guess that's the patriarchy light thing, right, where you just pick and choose what part you want. I'm just saying, like, I just expect certain camps to produce certain things and certain content. I know when Michael Eric Dyson speaks what I'm going to hear. It's going to be some defeatist bullshit, LBGT, women can do this and women can do that. Men need to step their game up. Mark the Mont Hill, Chance the Rapper. Come on, like, we don't have in mainstream media, in Hollywood, these people who expose these worldviews that you claim that you want to see, which you really don't, because, again, this is your lane. This is what you come from. 95% of black women Democrat voting. In a Democratic Party, ain't no traditional structured male patriarchy stuff. Ain't none of that in there. They don't even address black men. They leave black men off to the side and then blame them when they don't win elections because we ain't show up enough or whatever. I don't know why I keep getting my point. But she said in her little comment right there that we need to hire black women because the black men are the ones putting y'all as female warriors. I'm saying that that's beneficial and it's convenient and that's what you're going to get out of that lane. That liberal space, that progressive black space, that mainstream, that's what's going to come out of that. No traditional feminine anything. Even in black, all these black thrillers. I'm going to do hopefully a review of the new thing Nia Long is in. Even in the black thrillers, y'all the hero. Y'all save yourselves. The white ones, they have their female empowerment shit too. Like that's what Kill Bill was, a female revenge movie or whatever. But for the most part, the white men do get to save their women in some of the movies. And all our shits, Break the Bow, whatever, all the movies, the simple ass dude trying to save the day, he get killed quick. And y'all end up saving yourselves. Like, that's not a black man's fault. Y'all like that shit. Y'all go watch those movies. Nobody else go watch them. But y'all go watch that. Y'all gonna go see, I think it's on Netflix, so definitely. Y'all gonna watch that. It's like y'all watched the last one with Gabrielle Union, single mother out there in the woods with her 2 kids. Saving the day. Don't act like y'all don't like that content and that shit. And then blame black men when black directors are doing the same shit because that's what y'all produce. That's the content y'all like. It's not like they're giving you something y'all don't want. In large. It's easy to complain and point fingers at black men, but it's not. And just a funny thing that I noticed in one of the last Grapevine videos where they were talking about being black in corporate America. The one dark-skinned chick that be on, I think is Essence, the little show they had on YouTube, with the one big fat light-skinned chick, and then they switched up every season and had different people. But she was on there on the Grapevine, and they were having a conversation about being black as code switching and working in corporate America. And the black woman gonna say like, "Yo, I tried out for Wild 'N Out. Now Nick Cannon hired a black woman, so he don't get me too." So he don't have no problems with favorism or picking on what the girls look, whatever like that. He outsourced that position so it don't come on him. And the black dark-skinned girl was trying to make the point on the Grapevine like, yo, it's us too. Now, you heard all the clamoring in the background trying to deflect and get away from that. But she said, it was a dark-skinned black woman that told me I couldn't be an actual girl on the show because I wasn't an exotic girl or whatever. That's what the dark-skinned black woman said to the dark-skinned black girl. She said, you can't be a comedian rapping on stage with everybody else. You got to just be a dancer in the background. So, for whatever reason, this woman thinks that if a black woman's in that position, it's going to be better. But no, it's not. Because that's the space that y'all in. That's what you get out of that group. She's not going to go... It's like y'all act like y'all exempt from the same bullshit y'all accuse black men of being so-called brainwashed or messed up by. Y'all doing the same shit with y'all content and y'all work. A black woman that was trying to tell the Grapevine, yo, when we get in positions, right, it's no different. And I understand how we don't see that. A black woman was the president of ABC when Roseanne, which I had no issue with what Roseanne said. Valerie does look the way she looked. But despite all that, it was a black woman at the helm of that. In fact, she did her job by getting Roseanne to come back, and the show was breaking records like crazy. So, just because a person is black in that position, that don't mean they're going to share your reviews. And they even if they do share your reviews, that don't mean they're going to go against the grain and do something different. And they know it's not safe. But I don't know. It's like, I think we really have to address the fact that certain spaces are producing certain type of people. Again, Dr. Umar Johnson said he would have never come out of college. Someone asked him in one of the interviews, how did you come out with your reviews and this and that? And he said, if I didn't hide it, they would have never let me in. Again, white boys, I've heard them say the same thing. So I expect these educated black men with these master's degrees stuff coming out of college to sound like Mark Lamont Hill, to sound like Michael Eric Dyson, to be extra LBGT and anti-traditional family structures and the evil white patriarchy. Like, I expect all of that to come from educated black men. Just like I expect matriarchy and role reversal and all the other stuff to come from liberal, progressive photographers or directors. Like, that's a whole lane y'all dominate and operate in, and y'all producing the content that y'all want to see. And it's easy to point fingers and say black men, but like, no, this is a space that produces this type of worldview. And that's what you're seeing. And you got to go create your own shit. You can't And that's the same argument we tell white conservatives. They're always complaining about the liberals own this, the liberals own that. I say the one night the black folks and conservatives, white Republicans, I'll say, feel left out is the Oscars because Hollywood don't fuck with either one of you. They feel equally left out. So Oscars so white, then like if a director is known to be overly conservative or Republican or a Trump supporter or whatever, they're not messing with him. They just don't care about messing with you because they don't fucking acknowledge you at all. That's that one night. But you have to create your own space and do your own thing. And you trying to have something come out of a space that's not gonna come out of. You're gonna get what kind of word out of that. Again, stop acting like a bunch of y'all don't subscribe to that. Address for Harriet. For Harriet likes Wakanda Warrior. That whole Jezebel, all that, Zerlina Maxwell, they have a worldview that is not like yours. And instead of blaming Batman, it will make sense for you to look at them and say, wait a minute. Because most of those women are in the positions of power. They're writing for these magazines and these companies. And they get to go on MSNBC and CNN and push all this bullshit. Maybe you might want to address them. And acknowledge that there's different camps. And this stuff is not happening in a vacuum. And certain people produce certain type of people. Again, you are not seeing any traditional, non-liberal, independent black men saying any of this shit y'all accuse of black men of doing. We're the sexists. We're the misogynists. You know, we're on the wrong side of history. That's what y'all say to us. And then when we make these points and make these arguments in the mainstream, y'all don't defend. Y'all don't even say, oh, we agree with what he's saying. I don't know. That's just my video. Again, I don't take these things serious because I understand what it is. Sarge made a point too about the money and how it's convenient for people to have certain opinions and not stem from it, even when it doesn't make sense. That's why you saw that Malik Yoba shit on the Breakfast Club. Everybody thought it was stupid. When you saw even the lady who went on there that's running for Congress in Atlanta, she kicked the Breakfast Club's ass. That shit didn't make sense. The arguments that they were making against her. It's profitable to have that opinion in that worldview. It makes sense. Charlemagne is doing his whole thing that he's doing. He has to do that. D.L. Hughley has to do what he's doing. They can't come off any other way than that. It wouldn't even be in their best interest or in their bag to do that. And the same thing on YouTube. That's why I've never taken Paris seriously because I'm like, oh, she's just doing it for the money. Even some of the chicks that's online, they're hurt, they're bitter. They listen to the male arguments. They know what's up. And they still make dumbass arguments because their followers want to sit there and put the fire on the gasoline. And it's helping their channels grow. And that's what that is. But I think y'all need to start addressing each other. Y'all need to start acknowledging that you're not going to get certain worldviews and ideas out of most black spaces. Transgenders, illegal immigrants, all types of folks that ain't even nothing to do with black progress is all in y'all space because everybody can come tent and everybody gonna get addressed but y'all, and that's y'all fault. Oh my god, I gotta get out of here. I'm out.